Hello everybody again. I want to present my lesson to you. In our lesson today, we are going to study Unit 2, Teen Life. I hope you have already studied the vocabulary of friendship unit, Unit 1, because in our next quizzes, we are going to have the questions from both Unit 1 and Unit 2. Let me share the screen with you, first of all. Yes, we are going on from the book IT, or yes, here it is. Unit 2, Teen Life. We are going to start with this part. Actually, most of you know this pattern very well. It's very easy, and you have been learning this pattern for years, maybe. But let's go over quickly and try to remember some specific rules. Yes, simple present tense. The simple present tense, we use simple present tense for daily routines, habits, likes and dislikes, and repeated actions, for repeated actions. Daily routines, habits, likes, and dislikes. What does daily routine mean? Daily routine, günlük, her zaman yaptığımız eylemler. Second, habits, huylarımız. Likes, dislikes, sevdiğimiz ve sevmediğimiz şeyler. Repeated actions, tekrar tekrar yapılan eylemler. Yes. We use present simple tense for these situations. And for example, there's an example here. I go to bed at 10 o'clock every night. I go to bed at 10 o'clock every night. Here, the person says that as a routine and for a repeated actions, he goes to bed at 10 o'clock regularly. Okay, every day, every night, in all during the all days. When it is night, he or she goes to bed at 10 o'clock. This is a repeated action. This is a habit. I have a shower every day. Her gün duş alırım. This is also a habit. Her gün yaptığımız bir eylem. We use simple present tense for things that are true in general. Another use of present simple or simple present tense is we use it for something always true, something which is always true. For example, water boils at 100 centigrade Celsius. When we say this sentence, we mean that su 100 derecede kaynar. This is a scientific rule, and this is always true. Or the moon turns around the sun. The moon turns around the earth. Or the world turns around the sun. For example, in these sentences, again, these are scientific rules. Ay dünyanın etrafında döner veya dünya güneşin etrafında döner. These sentences are scientific rules, and we all know that they are always true. Or for example, here there is another example. Fish swim under the water. Fish swim under the water. Balıklar suyun altında yüzer. Balıklar suyun altında yüzerler. This is also a general rule, and this is also a reality. This is a reality. So we say this sentence in present simple tense. Or leaves fall in autumn. Leaves fall in autumn. Yapraklar sonbaharda dökülür. This is also a scientific reality. So we make this sentence in present simple tense. Okay, let's go on. Here, there is the adverbs of frequency. Adverbs of frequency means, frequency actually means sıklık. Adverb zarf, so adverbs of frequency, sıklık zarfları. What does adverbs of frequency mean? We use these words to say how often we do something. How often we do something. Bir şeyi ne kadar sık yaptığımızı söylemek istediğimizde bu cümleleri kullanırız. Okay. I wanted to check whether it is recording or not. I wanted to be sure. Okay, it's sharing, but I couldn't see my video. Anyway, it's not very important. Okay, let's go on. Yes, we use these adverbs of frequency to show how often we do something. Yani, in other words, we say that something happens with some different intervals, with some different breaks, okay, with some different paces. So, for example, 100%. When we do something 100%, we use the word always. When it is almost 80%, this can be 85 or 75. It doesn't matter. Okay, they are not very fixed numbers, but anyway, almost more or less 80% we use usually. If it is more or less 60%, then we use often. If it is 30%, more or less 30%, then it is sometimes. And again, more or less 10%, rarely, seldom. Rarely or seldom. For example, we say, I rarely go to the cinema, or I seldom go to the cinema. And when we don't do it, and even only once, then we use never. Okay, 0% means never, and we use these words before a verb, main verb. Okay, even if it is question, even if it is negative sentence or positive sentence, they all come before, just before the main verb. Okay. In positive sentences, they come between the subject and the main verb. But in negative sentences, they come between the negative auxiliary verb and the main verb. In questions, they come again between the subject and the main verb. So let's go over the some examples. For example, here, example, I usually get up early on weekdays. I usually get up early on weekdays. Usually, you see, comes just before the main verb. Get up here is the main verb. Kalkmak. It means kalkmak, and it comes just before the main verb get up. Yes, this shows that 80% I do this like this. This means that I do this activity. For example, this getting up activity. I get up early on weekdays, and I do this 80%. Okay. Sometimes I don't get up early, but usually I get up early. Okay. I am always good at tennis. when we use an be verb, okay, when there is a stative verb like emizar, this time auxiliary verb comes after the to be verb. In other words, emizar. When there is an action verb, the adverb of frequency or adverbs of frequency comes before the main verb. But when there is a stative verb emizar, it comes after. It comes after the stative verb. As you see, I am always good at tennis, but not I always am. Okay, I am always good at tennis. She is always good at tennis, but she usually goes to the tennis. She usually gets up early, or I usually get up early. Never makes the sentence negative in meaning. In other words, we use never in positive sentences. We don't use an extra not or a negative word, negative word. We only use never, and never makes the sentence negative. For example, I never eat ice cream. I never eat ice cream. The sentence is positive, but yes, I never eat ice cream. I never eat ice cream. For example, here in our table, I never eat ice cream. Yes, the sentence actually, you see, there isn't any word like not. There's only never, and never makes this sentence negative. I never eat ice cream. Hiç dondurma yemem. Yes. Now let's go on. As a question word, we use the word or the question word how often in these sentences most of the time, because how often asks the frequency word. Okay, we use how often when we ask questions about frequency. How often sorusunu bir eylemi ne kadar sıklıkla yaptığımızı sorarken kullanırız. How often do you have a shower? How often do you have a shower? Ne kadar sıklıkla duş alırsın? We answer the question how often in a way that we express how many times we do something in certain period of time. Yes, we answer the question how often in a way that we express how many times we do something in certain period of time. So this time we can use always, sometimes, never, but at the same time we can use the words like, for example, here, once, twice, 3 times, 4 times, and 5 times. As you know, for 1 and 2, there are 2 different words. We don't say 1 time, but we say once. We don't say 2 times, we say twice. But after that, we use 3 times, 4 times, 5 times, and similarly for all numbers, we use the same rule. But only for 1 and 2, we use 2 different words like once and twice. And after this, we say, we give the time. For example, 3 times a day, 3 times a week, 3 times a month, 3 times a year. Okay, we can say like this, and we in this way also we can give the frequency of an activity. Okay, now we have one more part. Yes, expressing likes and dislikes. In the unit Teen Life, this is also another title, another grammatical usage for Teen Life unit, and it is very related to present simple because we make these sentences in present simple again. We can call them as the degrees of likes and dislikes. Degrees means derece. For example, here, love, like, enjoy, hate, dislike. These words all mean something about likes, okay, and likes and dislikes. Or we can use some special expressions like good at, interested in, keen on, fond of, can't stand, etc. And all these words and expressions get a verb ing form after themselves. All these words, for example, we say, I love swimming, I hate swimming, I dislike eating ice cream, or I am good at riding horses. I am interested in making pictures. I am keen on drawing pictures. I am fond of listening to rock music. We can make many sentences like this, but after these verbs, we use either a verb with ing or a noun. For example, I can say, I like ice cream, or I like eating ice cream. Or I am good at English, or I am good at speaking English. Yes, we can use both forms, but if we are going to use a verb, it must be in ing form. Okay, let's look at the sentences. Jill loves swimming. As you see, after love, there is a verb ing form. I like reading. David enjoys going to the cinema. My mother dislikes doing sports. Yes, I hate listening to rock music. Or, yes, Mike can't stand going shopping. She's fond of camping. Sarah is keen on drawing. Jack is interested in playing the guitar. I'm good at playing tennis. And here, one important thing, again, in terms of tests that you are going to take, usually you can be given a clue in the test. For example, for the expressions for to be good at, to be interested in, to be keen on, to be fond of, and constant, for constant, you can give a clue like, for example, they can give you the preposition as a clue. For example, they give you the good, to be good, and at is given in the sentence, okay? Or you can be given the to be good, and you are asked maybe the preposition. So, but usually you might or you may see a clue like this. For example, at is given, and you must guess that, and you must know that we use at with good at, with good. To be good is used with at. For example, we don't say I am good in, I am good on. If I want to say that I like this, or I want to do this, okay, then we have to use at after good. Jack is interested in. Jack is interested in playing. Again, you see, interested, the adjective interested is used with in. If I want to say that I like doing something, then I have to say, or I have to use in with interested. Or keen. Keen is used with on all the time. Or fond. To be fond is used with o. I'm fond of. And stand. Stand, it doesn't have a preposition, but we say can't stand. Okay, it's used with a modal. I can't stand. Okay, if I see can't, that guess that it can be stand. not surely, but there is a possibility of being stand. Yes, Mike can't stand going shopping. She's fond of camping. Oh, keen on, interested in, good at, like this. These are important things for the for this grammatical pattern or grammatical rule. Yes, usually when we, as I said at the beginning of my let's say my explanation of this part, there's a degree actually. For example, love showed a strong liking. Okay, love is very strong. Like is a bit weaker love, and enjoy a bit more. Okay, let's say love is 100%, like maybe 70%, and enjoy can be 50%. Hate can be 30%. So hate, because it means don't like, it's negative. It has got a negative meaning. Hate, and dislike is something like maybe 20% or 10%. So again, for example, good at, interested in, keen on, fond of. These are also almost the same, but keen on, for example, a very strong word again, keen on. Düşkün olma, keen on. Yes, if you say that I am keen on something, then this means that you love it, okay? If you are good at something, this means that you do that action very well. And if you are interested in something, you feel that you can like it. Again, if you say that you are fond of something, then this means that you like it again. But constant means constant has got a meaning like dislike or hate. Okay, even hate. Constant means hate actually. Okay, constant, dayanamama. Another word for constant is not given here, but the synonym of constant is can't bear. I can't bear. Okay, can't bear. Let's look at the table now. For example, I can say I can't bear. I can't bear shouting. I can't bear shouting. Bağırmaya dayanamam, for example. I can't bear listening to rock music. To rock music. Yes. I can't bear listening to rock music. Yes, this is the end of my lesson.